What's up? What's up, man? It's Lord Mav. Excuse me. I always do that shit, right? I'm here. I want to let you know first, I'm on the headphones. I feel like that affects the quality of how I sound, but I feel like this is more comfortable for me until I get like a microphone to start doing this shit on. So, it's just kind of an update. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Trump. Um, he called in an emergency. I didn't watch anything on it, but I got word um, that he called in for an emergency to build the wall. He's gonna garner funds from wherever he can. Now, this is good and bad, right? It's good because Trump is getting his wall. It's good because we see a moment of it doesn't matter who's populating the Senate or Congress, what side. A president can still get done what he feels he needs to get done. It's good in that. It's good because they shitted on him with the budget, and as he said, and as I said before him, there's money for it. You can take money from other things, and there's honestly things that we keep paying for every year that we don't even think about. Like, once again, I'll say NASA. NASA is a part of the country, and it has so much history that we don't even realize the last thing that they did that was really important was being on the moon, and that wasn't even important. That was just a vanity project, literally. Whether you believe it happened or not, it's a vanity project. Nothing happened from them going to the moon. Nothing will ever happen from these niggas going into space, because even if they find something, they can't bring it back because it'll take too long, and they can't replicate it because it's in space. You know what I mean? So it's good that he was able to, go around them shitting on him. He's a businessman, and I felt like that was real disrespectful when he asked for $5 billion and they offer him 1.6. It's like, that's rude. But he doing it now, so I'm not happy. Excuse me. I said before I was like a rebel, right? On that Israelite shit. Excuse me. I'm an Israelite by blood, so I'm still that. But at the same time, I realize that I'm living on this earth, and I do live in America. So that's where the patriot side of me start coming in. Like, all right, I can ride with this shit. I do believe that it's gonna go down at a certain point, but I'm riding with it. So I'm not happy to see what's going to happen with this war, but I'm just interested, and I'm going to sit back and watch how it plays out and see if it feeds into what I was taught as a teenager and as a kid, or if it's going to be the world is what it is and we making shit out of it. So that's that. That's the war. Secondly, I just wanted to talk on myself. Um, I was saying all of this shit about the music, and I'm going to still do all of that, but it's a definite delay on. It's a definite delay on this mixtape, this Hot Lady mixtape. The reasons why will come out when they come out. I got to do it right, but it's a delay on that. So I guess I'm gonna just be really focusing on myself. I got so much music. I think maybe four albums worth of stuff, and it's like if here's the thing. I want to be signed under my brother because I feel like he's more of a music person. Like I told him, the music is made for him. Like I really want to do scripts and I want to do movies, but music is something that I fell into just, on chance, and I happen to be good at it, I would say. So, I ride with it and I do it and try to make what I can out of it, you know. But it's really his move. So if it's like if he starts his own label, I want to be under that and I want to provide to his label and make that even more great. And I'm fine with taking the back seat. I had the plan for Black Moon Productions. Black Moon Productions is supposed to be, you know, the videos and the movies, right? Black Moon Productions will also be what I'm calling, everything will be labeled that for my music, because the thing with my music, which is what I was trying to get into, is I don't want to put any of my music on my brother's label because all of that was done with YouTube beats. Like even with the first album I put out, Playgrounded, it's like all of the beats I got up there is really stolen. We could call them shit stolen beats. You know, nowadays I try to, make sure I hit the free ones. But back in the day, I didn't care. Niggas was just rapping. And, it came to a certain point. Well, the concept was always albums, Since I started rapping so late at 19 and shit, it's like my mindset was already in. I want to make albums with this shit. So that's what I did. I started writing albums, but I just didn't put nothing out. So I guess the goal is just to get these songs out under the Black Moon Productions label or imprint, because that'll give me like some evidence to actually make a company, because I was reading that you need to show something, physically show something in use, for you to even start to apply to be, a LLC or whatever the hell. So that's what I need to do anyway. And then after that will come the new era of rapping on beats that niggas paid for, niggas made, So that's just what it is. Um, I think it's gonna be fairly easy. But as everything, it's like getting the background shit together in life. And I done found something to talk about. So we talk about like these rappers and shit, like they get money, but that's why I love hip hop, because anytime I come across a DVD or like anything hip hop, like I'm just trying to watch it, especially if it's old, because you don't know what hip hop started as, or you don't know, even like calling hip hop the hip hop artists. They are hip hop. You don't know what hip hop started as. You don't really know where these people come from. When you see them, they shining, because that's the video, right? Of course, they gotta shine in the video. You heard them on track, but you ain't know what they was like. And niggas ain't wanna not shine in the video, so they ain't make a video. That's the dilemma I'm in now, because with my mindset of being how I am, like I'm not a flashy dude, and I really don't even care about clothes at all. As long as I got some shit on me, then I'm pretty much fine. So it's like with my videos, it's like I'm just trying to make a cool video that got some type of concept to it. Like with my Lost Souls, Life's a Dream, Life's a Nightmare. I was supposed to be walking through the park at night, and I drop. When the beat drop, I just drop and I faint. And then that's when like another world, me in a different dimension type shit. That's when he start rapping, and that's when I'm rapping to myself in the way you see me on the ground, and then I wake up and you see niggas chasing me, and that's when I'm running during my verse. So it's like real conceptual shit, but at the same time, in the background, niggas is telling me like, well, you can't really make a video in them clothes. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up in a way. Like that's that black mentality where we stop ourselves from doing this and that because of this and that. There's no telling how many people I would have garnered by now if I wasn't, fuck what they telling me, if I wasn't believing that I need clothes or a certain type of look to portray what I'm trying to say. I could have maybe had some fans already. But at the same time, it's still, niggas do look at that. And niggas will be looking at this nigga. Look at this bummy ass nigga in this shirt. Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga in the shirt. Fuck is his name, man? He ain't even got no name on his shirt, right? Like I was having conversations with fellow rappers, my brothers and shit. And niggas be talking about dropping money on videos. And it's like, damn, son, I don't want to do that. I'm a lazy nigga first, but I'm also creative, so why I gotta be in clothes? Like, I'm trying to make my shits like movies almost. I'm trying to make my shits entertaining, like you watched it while you listening, you know? It's an experience. You get the song because it's good. You come back to the video because it showed you something different than what you've been seeing. If it's dark, it's dark, but it's not like how these niggas was like during the 2010 era where everybody just had the dark ass video for no reason. And it was just a bunch of satanic shit in the background. Like, I'm trying to show niggas like horror movie, happy movie, right? I hate to talk about ideas, but I'm still on the path of telling you about myself. So, because I'm paranoid, like somebody gonna steal my idea. But if it happens, whatever, because I'm still me. I still do it how I do it. So, it's two songs I have. One is called Poke, and one is called Without You. So, the Poke song is about like, just fucking with bitches, basically catching them. Gotta catch them all, nigga, Pokemon. And the second one is without you. That's like being without somebody and you being kind of torn down without them, or kind of hectic or rash. Um, I forget which one goes first, but I think it's yeah. Okay, so what's supposed to happen is I'm smiling if you can hear it. Pay attention to people on the phone or whatever, because you can hear when they smiling. I like that. Like that's something that makes me smile, that you could hear when somebody's smiling and they talk in their speech. But so it starts off with without you, and the thing is the beat goes like mm, mm, and that reminded me of a clock. So when the beat drops, I imagine myself. This is how I think of videos. It just be me sitting listening to the song, and I start envisioning something for real. So I'm hopping off of the bridge, like I jump down from the bridge in Central Park and just drop, like, I won't drop, but I jump over the camera or some stupid shit like that. But I drop, and it's a bunch of women lined up on both sides of me, going down the lane, all with clock paint on their face, and they all white, and they ticking their arms along to the beat like doom doom, like time is ticking away on some without you shit, like just the video, just a song in the video, like the concept. It's like, crib on fire, let it burn. I just get higher, never learn till I'm expired in the urn. But if I die, I don't think the world gonna turn. And then when I say that, time stop, and then I go, but fuck y'all. I forget, still smoke weed to the ashes. I don't know. I say some crazy shit, but I don't even remember shit like that. I gotta hear the beat. I told my cousin that the other day. As soon as I start hearing the song, like I hear the beat, then I get into the flow because my mind remembers shit like that. Like, I'm not really a rapper, but I figured this shit out. So I'm a rapper now. But that shit is hot. So they ticking along with me talking about, come on, crib on fire, let it burn. Like, shit is getting crazy. Time is probably about to be up if things don't go right. But at the end of that, with the line of girls, then you seeing me walk. The camera is in front of me, of course, and then I stop, and it's a feel. The next beat comes on, which is, it goes from doom 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 to dum 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 dum. So that's why I like them shits, because it's like they really did blend into each other without any work from me. So the next idea was to go straight from that, the field, the lane of women in the clock paint, to a field of women just out roaming, like they grazing like Pokemon and shit. And then that's when I'm like, the idea, I don't really like dancing, and I probably won't be able to pull it off. Like, I can dance a little bit, like just like flowing my body and shit. But it's kind of like awkward once I get out in public. So we'll see how it works. So I have it in my head to where the beat goes, like I said, dum 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 dum. So I'm supposed to be like going forth from every girl, like dancing with them and shit, dum dum, like some shit like that. And it's just like playing the field, like catching them all, if you get what I'm saying, doing a little dance with them. That's a simple concept, and I think the other one is simple too, but it's nice to see. If I could get the visual the way I see it in my head, then it'd be something really nice to see. Um, I guess I can move on to my movie ideas, right? Since I'm here already talking about me. Um, Nigga looking at his books. I ain't even looking at the books. I'm looking in the direction of my books, and I've been looking at these books for probably the last 2 weeks, just looking at them, because I can't figure out what I want to do. I realized that it was something I was watching. That's why I like watching the YouTube videos I watch about like niggas just cutting ass on movies, because I realized that my dialogue in some parts in the first in my midway script, I'll just tell you the names of it because I ain't gonna tell you the plot, but my midway script, the dialogue, because they're teenagers, so the dialogue wasn't natural enough. Like, I was more in my head at some points trying to think of funny shit than I was thinking about how a natural conversation would progress. So I gotta change that. And I also realized a long time ago, almost to the end of writing it, I'm like, oh shit, I really don't have nobody in the background. Like, it's hard for me. This is why a script writing class might be good, or screenwriting. Like, I should really look into that. But I don't think about the extras. Like, see, I can't even tell you like what they are in a. I know the movie term for them, like the extras, the niggas that's in the background. Like, if these niggas is in a school in Midway, they in a school type setting. I'm not gonna tell you what it really is, but they in a school type setting. So if they in a school type setting, it's a bunch of kids around, and there's always shit going on somewhere. But I wasn't thinking about that. Like, that's why it's good to always write drafts and drafts, but my life was so hectic forever. So it's like once I do something, I do it, and then I'm on to the next shit. But I really got to go back and redo that. And that's the same thing with the other script I wrote, Shinobi. Um, but it was hard too with Shinobi. I lost that script, but with Shinobi, it was like the thing about it is it was apocalyptic, you know? It's apocalyptic, and I wasn't thinking about people in it so much. But it's really not a strength of mine to focus on the background, because I'm so focused on the main story and what's going on in front of you that I forget that in life is always some shit going on right next to everybody. So that's what I gotta do. That's just it with the scripts. Oh no, the point of that, I'm back. Thank you. The point of that was to say that I have to really write down everything, because I made a universe, right? And then I was tailoring my universe to go with my brother's universe, because that shit was going to be great. But now I don't have to worry about that no more, you know? So I'm just worrying about what I'm doing. And I realized that my story isn't down pat, because I was trying to tailor it to fit his, to the point where I don't even know like the main goal. I made the main goal of my villain super simple so that it can easily fit into his story. You're not going to question it. If it was to still be tied with that, you wouldn't question it, because it's just like all of this crazy shit is going on. Why wouldn't this be his motivation? We heard his backstory. We see what's going on. We see what he wants. It kind of makes sense. But now we at a point where a lot of that crazy shit, like my stories it's like anthology. Like everything goes together and they're all tied together in some way, but they're not direct stories. Some of them are direct stories, but I think most of them are just like side tales almost. That's what it seemed like. Should have come together, but what I need to figure out with the scripts, and what's holding me back from writing these main scripts, what's holding me back from writing anything right now is just the way I feel inside, really. Like, I'm not in the mood to sit down and write something down. That's why I'm really writing music, because it's easier so my phone, and it's just like I could bust that out quick. I don't have the patience right now to write these scripts. It's just annoying, but I'm gonna get over that. So right now I'm just focused on the thought process. So when you writing down the script, you gotta write down it's a universe, as I said. Still, even without my brother's part, you have to write down the motivation of the villain, right? And how they're gonna get to where they're gonna go. You gotta write down the ending so that you can wrap everything up to that point. Everything will make more sense in the writer's head once you know where you're going. And I heard somebody say that before, but it's not things that you really think about, like, because people tell you these are cliches. Like, if you was to hear these things, pay for a class and walk in there and somebody tell you these things, it's like, nigga, that's a cliche. But then when you really sit down and think about it, you're like, damn, I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. I done made 8 solid ideas, and I done roped them together, and I done started writing, and now I realize that I don't know how this is really gonna come to an end. To the point where it's underwhelming. I don't know what Avengers Endgame is about to be, but the way I wrote my stories and the way I realized that it was coming out in the end was shit was exciting. The first movie exciting, the second movie exciting, the TV show, everything crazy. And when you get to the final book, it's like, hey, it's not much really going on here, you know? So that's just what I got to do with that. I got to figure out the background things. I got to figure out more than just what everybody is saying to each other and what's physically going on. I got to figure out where everything is going. And even more how it connects to each other just to make it stronger and to make it better. Still got to remember that I got time and shit. Like, niggas be feeling like you got to rush everything out. And I still feel like that. Like, you get an idea out. I feel like as soon as you have an idea, you know, mad other people had it too, and they might be in a position to move on it, and that makes me anxious. But it's like I still got time because don't nobody got the same vision as me. You know, nobody gonna make the same words up as me. Nobody gonna put it in that order. I think on another topic, comedy. Part of me thinks I should do comedy. I always thought that I should be in movies. Like, I always wanted to be an actor, for real. And I think that situational comedy would be good for me, and like improvisation and all of that. I think that'd be good. But I had a lot of people in my life tell me that I'm just funny and shit. And it's like weird. And I think that's the improvisational shit coming in. Like, that's the ability. Because when people say that to me, it's like, I figured it out a while back. But it's like, it's weird because I'm just saying things to you. You talk to me and I said something back, you know? And you laugh. Like in the same way a person might come in and say some shit that's funny, you know? I say shit that's funny maybe because I'm weird and shit that I think about is crazy. And you know, even my cousin was like, you should do stand up. I'm like, wow. That shit kind of blew my mind. Cause it's like it's the way that you feel inside, but you also feel like you can't do it. You know, I tried to write down some jokes and them shits was alright in my head, but I couldn't imagine spitting them shits in front of people. Like jokes. I'm already trying to entertain these niggas with rap and writing movies, and now I gotta fucking make y'all niggas laugh directly in a couple seconds. It's like, that's hard. Look, I'm shaking now. Even the thought of it right now got me shaking. It stopped since I brought attention to it. But I guess that's pretty much everything. I'm just trying to. I gotta work too. Everything. I don't know. Things be getting crazy. Really. Things just be getting crazy, man. And it's like, it's not easy anywhere. But I know niggas got it hard here. Because you see the difficulties. You know, you see that shit all over the place. I don't be trying to get depressed and shit. Not depressed, I don't call that shit that, but fucking in my mind. You get in your mind sometimes. I guess I should end it off on a personal note. Like with me and shit, for real. Like, it's all mind state. I went from being a Jehovah's Witness, basically, to a just regular dude, to an Israelite following the rules, to an Israelite not following the rules, to a nigga that believe in flat earth, to a nigga that don't even know if God exists, to a nigga that thinks he's God in multiple ways. You know? I still believe it's a God, but I believe that I'm a God too. I'm not going to explain that. Not in this. But that's what it is. And it's like, this shit is troubling. Going through all of these issues, especially when you feel like you're something great. And it's troubling knowing that you keep yourself down in multiple ways too. And, you know, it's like back in the day when niggas used to be like, the white man is the issue, you know? But as soon as niggas start saying to themselves, stop blaming the white man for everything, niggas start accomplishing a lot. And I mean niggas as black people in this time. Niggas started accomplishing a whole lot. you know? Now, excuse me for saying nigga if you feel offended by that, but nigga means black. Comes from the word nigga, which means black. It doesn't matter what people called it. If you decide to say it, it shouldn't, really be taken that serious because it means black. And as I just said, I'm talking about black people. So if I'm going to call them black, might as well call them niggas, in my opinion, because that's what I grew up with. So niggas started to do a lot more because they stopped making that excuse. So it's the same way in everybody's everyday life where you need to do this, and you looking at the things that might be around you. Like niggas was getting shot and niggas was being racially profiled and harassed and left to fend for themselves. You leave non-criminals in the area with a bunch of criminals, regardless of how they became criminals. But because it's that area and it's high crime, you choose to take your time going there and end up losing a lot of people who have nothing to do with any of that shit, just because of what you thinking. But aside from that, niggas could have got a lot of this shit done. Stay persistent with it. Anytime they try to knock us down, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. If that's what we really want to do, if we really trying to establish ourselves here, then we got to stay persistent with that. Y'all niggas ask, how do a drug dealer get out of jail? Just went to jail, come out, start selling drugs. That's what he was doing. That's literally what he was doing. Why should he go somewhere else when he saw that this was working, I don't know too much about Black Wall Street, but if niggas got to the point where there was a Black Wall Street and they came and bombed that shit, make another one. Let them bomb that shit too. And make another one. Let them bomb that shit. They can't bomb them all. At a certain point, we gonna get angry and fight back as we should have. Or somebody else is gonna see, somebody outside the American system, because you can't keep this shit secret. Remember, the 60s was in a time of fucking espionage, heavy espionage in the 60s. It was a bunch of people over here. So you got niggas dying, niggas killing mad black people. In other countries, being black ain't so much of a problem in that time. We know that. So if we got that and we also got Russian spies in the country, don't you think these stories would get out? If we made 3 Black Wall Streets, like we kept going, stay persistent with it, niggas made 3 Black Wall Streets and they all got bombed. Eventually that word is gonna get to Russia. Russia, whether really caring about our plight, our struggle, or trying to advance themselves, they're gonna put that story out and they're gonna get it to other countries because it's a chance to expose what America is really like and maybe gain more followers or gain more allies, and 2, a chance to kind of dethrone America, just like we do today. Like when somebody's doing something, or like fucking Gaddafi. I like to say that we watched that dude get like fucking assassinated in school. Like what kind of sick shit is that? I'm about to lose my train of thought, but that shit crazy. Like we did watch that. America kind of sick, man. It's like PTSD type shit. I doze off sometimes, days off. Fucking, we watched that dude get killed, and I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about that man. It wasn't important enough to teach us in school or to say it on the news until right before he got killed. And then after he get killed, because I was an Israelite into trying to get into some new truth, I looked the man up, and it was some other information. Like he was trying to make Africa one, and he was trying to make sure that all of Africa was getting paid in gold and not getting, or either paid in gold. I think it's gold. Nah, getting paid in gold because that's what they had. He don't want to use nobody else currency to where he got to give them taxes on it and all this other crazy shit. He was trying to be independent from these people who have taken over the earth. And just like with the celebrities we see, this shit is as easy as, it's crazy that we could see these. I'm into a new conversation. It's crazy that, or maybe I shouldn't. I'm gonna cut this shit off. Lord Mav, Black Moon Pack, peace. Thank you for listening.